If you've been convicted of a DWI in New York, your driver's license will be suspended or revoked. The length of your suspension depends on your offense, but in most cases, you can quickly regain driving privileges with the installation of an ignition interlock device. Let LifeSafer Ignition Interlock be your one-stop resource to help you through the process. We want to help explain your options based on your offense. If you have been convicted of a DWI for the first time, your license will be suspended. Length of suspension can vary based on several factors, one being your breath alcohol concentration, or BAC, at the time of arrest. First-time offenders are typically required to have the ignition interlock devices installed for a minimum of 6 months. If you have been convicted of a second DWI offense, you must install an ignition interlock device for at least 1 year. If you have been convicted of a third DWI offense, an ignition interlock device will be required for a minimum of 2 years. If you are arrested while having a BAC over 0.18% or while driving impaired with a child in the car, you will be charged with aggravated DWI. A longer ignition interlock program may be required. In New York, you can face legal action even if your BAC was under 0.08% at the time of arrest. You could be charged with driving while ability impaired, or DWAI, if your BAC is between 0.05 and 0.07%. Ignition interlock requirements are not as common if convicted, but are still possible if you have other prior convictions. No matter the offense, it's important to note that a judge may require additional interlock usage or other conditions beyond the minimums we're covering in this video. After installing your ignition interlock device, be sure to obtain all necessary documentation related to your ignition interlock installation, including a receipt or proof of installation. Scheduling regular maintenance to stay in compliance with your ignition interlock device requirements is critical. The ignition interlock device must be serviced 30 days after installation. After that, you have the option to have the device serviced every 60 days. This monitoring service is very quick and takes less than 10 minutes, but it is required by New York State. Drivers who fail to have this monthly or bi-monthly service completed are subject to device lockout and additional penalties decided by the state of New York. Once you have completed your ignition interlock requirements, your monitoring authority will provide you with a certificate of completion. A copy of this form will be sent to the LifeSafer Ignition Interlock reporting team by your monitoring agent. The reporting team will verify the removal and then note your LifeSafer profile. After the LifeSafer reporting team verifies and updates your profile, you can schedule the device removal with your LifeSafer service provider. Make sure that you have the original copy of the certificate of completion when you go to your removal appointment. LifeSafer works closely with New York's Department of Motor Vehicles to ensure all ignition interlock requirements are met. Whether you choose to install with LifeSafer or not, please use us as a resource to help you get back on the road as quickly as possible. Our goal is to make the process easy for you by providing a reliable, easy-to-use device. We will price match competitors so you know you're getting a fair cost without hidden fees, and our team is here to support you every step of the way. We know this process can be overwhelming. LifeSafer is one of the most trusted and recommended ignition interlock providers in New York State. We will help you get back on the road legally and safely.